Okay, so in this lesson, I'm going to use this page to complete KNR on IXL. So I'm going to make sure that I get on IXL and I search and find KNR. Once I'm on that scale, it'll give me a question automatically. And because I'm problem solving using that relationship between area and perimeter, I'm going to have to take a few steps to solve these problems. I'm going to use the information given to find the information that I need in order to answer the actual question. Remember, with problem solving, we need to think I for information, C for connection or clue, and Q or D for question or direction. I start by finding my actual question or direction. I look for the question mark and the question word. What is the area of the orange rectangle? So I have two rectangles, and I'm asked about the area of the orange rectangle. So I'm going to use a capital A with a little O next to it for orange. The area of the orange rectangle is calculated by the height dimension multiplied by the width dimension. And right now, in order to calculate the area of that orange rectangle, I need to know the height of it and the width. I only know the width dimension. I only know that width is 2 centimeters. And I don't know what to multiply it to by. So let's go back and use the information that we're given. I'm told that the rectangles below have the same perimeter. So the perimeter of the yellow rectangle, and I'm going to use a Y for yellow, is calculated by the height, adding up the height and width of every side. Yikes, that was a little messy. I'm going to keep my equal signs lined up. The height is 9 centimeters. The width is 7 centimeters. So 9 centimeters plus 7 centimeters plus 9 centimeters plus 7 centimeters. 9 and 9 is 18. 7 and 7 is 14. So a little scratch work. What was I saying? Oh, 9 plus 7 is 16. Plus 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 and 16 is 32 centimeters. If you need to do a side calculation or a little calculation, go ahead and do it. I'd rather you get it right after putting in a little bit of work than get it wrong and do no work. Okay, now the perimeter of the orange rectangle, so capital P with a little O next to it for orange, is equal to the height dimension plus the width dimension plus the height dimension plus the width dimension. I know the perimeter because these perimeters are the same, so I'm going to plug in 32 centimeters. And I know the width dimension, so I'm going to plug in 2 centimeters plus h plus 2 centimeters. I know that perimeter is a parts and whole relationship, so 32 minus 2 is 30, minus 2 again will be 28. So 28 centimeters is equal to height plus height. So if I do 28 divided by 2, 2 goes into 2 one time. Two goes into 8 4 times. So 14 centimeters is equal to the height dimension of this orange rectangle. So now, in order to answer the actual question, to find the area of this orange rectangle, that height is, keep my equal signs lined up, 14 centimeters. 14 times 2 is 28 square centimeters. 14 centimeters times 2 centimeters is equal to 28 square centimeters. So I'm going to type that in. If something goes wrong, I don't have to panic. Oh, I meant to make a mistake. Okay, but 28 centimeters. Yay, I got it. So I'm going to do another practice problem. I know that I need to use the given information and the connection to find the information that I need in order to answer the actual question. My actual question is, what is the area of the green rectangle? Area of the green rectangle is calculated by multiplying the height dimension by the width dimension. And I need to find the height. So they tell me, what information am I given? So I'm going to move this over and in. And up just a little bit. There we go. I don't know the height of this green rectangle, but I do know that they have the same perimeter. So the perimeter of the blue, I'm going to use a B for blue, adding up the height and width of every side. My pen is going dry, so my writing is a little bit messy here. Please be neat on purpose. Keep those equal signs lined up. That height is 3 centimeters. That width is 4 centimeters. It's 3 centimeters plus 4 centimeters. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. And so the perimeter of the blue rectangle is 14 centimeters. And I know that the perimeter, yep, that's a mistake. I'm just going to cross it out. And I know that the perimeter of the green, I'm going to put a capital G, is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. I know the total perimeter of 14 centimeters. And I know the width to go to 6 centimeters. So I'm going to copy that in where it goes. But I don't know the height. I don't know the height dimensions yet, but I know how to find it. I'm going to do 14 minus 6 minus 6. I'm going to subtract the dimensions that I know to find the other dimension. 6 and 6 is 12. 14 minus 12, that's 2 centimeters. It's going to give me height plus height. So half of that, 1 centimeter, is equal to height. So now that I know the height of the green rectangle and the width of the green rectangle, I can find 1 centimeter times 6 centimeters is equal to 6 square centimeters. Make sure that that is what you type. Okay, so each time we're working backwards. Now let's look what happens if we were to make a mistake, okay? I'm going to find the actual question. I'm going to answer the actual question, but I have to do 2 things before I can do that. I'm going to use the information that I'm given, that they have the same perimeter. So this perimeter will equal that perimeter. The green perimeter will equal the yellow perimeter. But I'm actually looking for the area of the yellow rectangle. So let's say I'm looking for, so if I'm looking for the area of the yellow rectangle, it's equal to the height dimension multiplied by the width dimension. But I'm going to start with the perimeter of the green rectangle. Perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. Make sure that I write it correctly. This is a square because the height is 3 yards and the width is 3 yards. And I know that in a square, the height and width are the same, 3, 6, 9, 12. So the perimeter of that green rectangle is 12 yards. And so the perimeter of the yellow rectangle is also going to be calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. The diagram tells me the width is 4 yards. But the diagram does not tell me the height. That's what I need to find. So I'm just going to keep an H there. And I have found the whole perimeter is 12 yards. So if I do 12 yards minus 4 minus 4, let's say I make a mistake in my mental math, or I make a mistake and I say that, okay, 12 minus 4, that's going to be 8 yards. So let's say there we go, I'm going to plant my mistake. 8 yards is equal to height plus height. So 4 yards. So I've calculated that the height is 4 yards. Multiplied by the width from the diagram is 4 yards. That gives me 16 square yards for the area. So when I type that in, I'm going to type in 16 square yards. Oh no, I got it wrong. I don't need to panic. Got it wrong. Use the song. View it twice. Write what's nice. Then move along. So I'm just going to go and say, oh man, what went wrong? The correct answer is 8 square yards. And I look here and I say, well, I got 16 square yards. How did I get 16 square yards? I know I feel really comfortable because I tried to use the given information and find the information that I needed, and then I answered the actual question. So I'm going to read through the steps here. Find the perimeter of the green rectangle. That's the first thing they did, and that's the first thing I did. I said that the perimeter of the green rectangle was 12 yards, and IXL tells me that the perimeter of the green rectangle is 12 yards. Okay, and so I set this perimeter equal to 12 yards, and IXL tells me both rectangles have a perimeter of 12 yards. So this step 1 is correct. The setup for step 2 is correct. What went wrong? I need to keep reading. View it twice. Read through. You know that 2 sides of the yellow rectangle are 4 yards long. Subtract from the perimeter to find the combined length of the other sides. So here they did 12 minus 4 equals 4. So this is where my mistake came in. And so I would use my colored pencil or a highlighter and I would mark that because I did 12 minus 4, but I did not subtract the other 4. I understood what to do, but I did make a mistake. I'm only human, and I'm going to, that is a calculation error or missed. So I'm going to write in missed minus 4. So I missed subtracting 4. That's what went wrong. If I had subtracted 4 here, then I would have gotten 4 is equal, I would have gotten that 4 is equal to height plus height, which would have told me that 2 yards is the height. So I just figured out what went wrong, and I need to keep reading to see if that was my only mistake. So the combined length of the other sides is 4, yep, and divide each side by 2, yep, divide by 2 to find the length of each side. So yes, I need to divide by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. That part is not wrong. The yellow rectangle is 2 yards by 4 yards. I knew that the yellow rectangle was going to be some number of yards times some number of yards. So I found my mistake. I did not panic. Okay, I didn't panic. I just used the song. Got it wrong, use the song. View it twice, write what's nice, then move along. and I just move on. I just need to know what went wrong so that I can be aware of making that mistake in the future. Good luck.